flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah.
What is going on, Hive? I hope everybody is having a great day. It is June 4th, 2025, and I am pre-recording a video as I'm not able to stream tonight at my normal time, being 7 p.m. Central. So I wanted to make sure that I got a couple of things out to the Hive and gave you all some exciting updates. One of them being that during the stream last night, it was suggested that I start doing like a members only live stream. And it hadn't really been anything that I'd talked about, but after talking with Mrs. Birdie and Phoenix, as well as a couple other of my guests who maybe have a little bit more experience with memberships, I decided I'm going to give it a try. So thank you to whoever in the Hive suggested that. And it sounded like there were some comments that agreed with that idea as well. So we're going to try it out. And so if you look here, this is Flight Club. It's going to be known as the Hive Mind Flight Club. If you guys get the pun on that, kind of. And the first rule of Flight Club is you never believe the narrative. And what the Flight Club will entail is going to be Friday night, members only live streams. It'll still be at the normal time of 7 p.m. Central. That first Flight Club will be June 13th. So Friday the 13th. I was actually born on a Friday the 13th, so it's kind of funny. It'll be June 13th, 7 p.m. Central. That's a Friday. And that's going to allow us to really dive deep on a bunch of theories, and I'll be able to go more in depth with the chat in those streams, as well as on Sundays. I'm going to do a members only live Q&A session, and it could be about anything. It could be about the Idaho 4 case. It could be about the Karen Reed case. It could be about OJ. It could be whatever. It could be just any kind of conspiracy, tinfoil hat, contrarian viewpoint that we want to dive into. So that is officially launched and it is active. And I'm very excited. I'm curious to see what the response is going to be. So if that is something that interests you, again, the first Hive Mind Flight Club, where the first rule is we never believe the narrative, is going to be June 13th at 7 p.m. Central. And then that following Sunday, we will do the first Q&A session as well. So that is kind of the only update that I have as far as for the stream goes. Every other night will continue to be live at 7 p.m. Central. I'm really starting to like going live on YouTube as compared to TikTok, which does tug at my heartstrings a little bit, actually a lot of it, because that Hive Mind over on TikTok is incredible. It seems like a lot of people have started to transition over to YouTube. I think the viewing experience is much better. There seems to be a lot less restrictions, a lot less glitching. There's no streams that I'll get done with, and then I got some sort of restriction where the whole 2.5 hours won't be allowed to be downloaded because of God knows what on the TikTok algorithm. And the other thing too is that you can like streamcast this to your TV. So on TikTok Live, I know pretty much if you are watching a live, you can't use other apps on your phone. But with YouTube, you can put it on your TV, or you are able to stream it to whatever monitor or device that you'd like to, and then continue to use your phone throughout the stream. You can also comment from your phone too if you do that. I've heard some people talk about how they watch on their TV and they're not able to comment. You can comment from your phone into the live chat, even if it's displayed on the television. So, like I said, that's just a little update for everybody. I have one Hive Mind find for today that I wanted to dive into, which is super interesting. I've not seen this video yet, but it is like the front view, if you want to say, or like the ordering view of what the Grub truck looks like. So I'm going to let this play, and I'll get it up on YouTube actually. So that way we can see it full.
If you've ever been out on Moscow's main street past 10 o'clock on any given night, you've probably seen this yellow truck. What's it doing there, you ask?
We're here to serve delicious mac and cheese.
The Grub truck was launched in 2013 by owner John Fletcher and serves different flavors of gourmet mac and cheese. After years of operating the truck himself,
the reason why I wanted to show this too, just to clarify, is I think it gives good context to the Twitch stream footage that we've gone deep into at lengths, as far as breaking down people who are showing up in it, what direction they're coming from. You know, you hear certain cars driving by, yada, yada, yada. But I think that this really shows you a good perspective as to the entire scene.
John is preparing to step away and let manager Joseph Woodall run the rig.
When I was going to school here, I came to Grub Truck a lot, too often, got too much mac and cheese, spent too much money, and ate too much mac.
But the truck wasn't rooted in mac and cheese. They initially served a variety of complex entrees, but eventually settled on something more straightforward.
So it just reached a point where it's like, this is what we can do the most, the fastest. And it keeps getting more and more popular. People keep wanting more things, so just went where the money was.
A key part of the Grub Truck experience is their live stream on Twitch. The truck streams every night they're out. On average, 250 people watch each night, interacting with staff and customers. The truck even earns money from streaming. Serving a late-night crowd of bar hoppers has resulted in some notable moments.
Some girl stole our sriracha sauce. That was pretty funny. Just because it's like, everything's getting like videoed and stuff, so like as soon as it happens, like all the chat's like thief, thief, thief and stuff. Guy tried giving his girlfriend a piggyback ride, and then they just went forward, and so she went like over his head and just like slammed her head into the pavement, and they were there for like 20 minutes.
And there's even moments like this.
Hey Brad, some asshole's peeing on your car.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, what the f? Yeah.
Get him, Brad. Hey, don't pee on my car!
Get him, Brad.
In recent years, the truck has become a staple of Moscow nightlife.
There's just less of a scene, which also kind of turns the truck into just like a bigger part of what downtown has right now.
Main Street is fairly quiet right now, but when that truck opens up, the crowds come out.
You don't have to take my word for it. The Grub Truck's fans have a lot to say for themselves.
I've never thought about putting pesto in mac and cheese before, but ooh, I'm sold.
What keeps you coming back?
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
Carbs.
Yeah.
There's always interesting people congregated around there. Fun to talk to, like you guys.
If you're looking for late night grub truck, you know.
You can just come out here and bring your dogs too, which is kind of nice because it's outdoors.
Everywhere around here closes so late, and you have only a couple options. You got like Winco, McDonald's are here, and here is hands down the best option out of all of them.
Even though John won't be around the truck in the future,
So this was also posted 3 years ago.
customers can still expect the same quality experience.
I need to show up and do the things I've been told to do, that I've been shown to do, and it worked for the last 8 years, and it's only growing, and we're just gonna keep the ship going.
Reporting from Moscow, Albert James, Murrow, News 8.
So I'll leave this image up real quick. You can see like this is like a main street right here. It's not just tucked off to the side. There's no other food trucks around it. I don't know how many people have really seen what the surrounding area looks like unless you've gone on Google Maps and found the exact location and looked at the surrounding area. But I would guess that most people have probably just seen it through those the four quadrants that they're doing their Twitch stream through. So thank you to whoever in the Hive sent me that. Like I said, if you guys do have a Hive Mind Find, which there are plenty, myself and Mrs. Birdie went through and we made a document of the Hive Mind Finds that we're going to be sharing. We're kind of making like I guess what you could say is like an organized list of things that have to do with either Copaga, things that have to do with the Grub truck, things that have to do with Linda Lane. And so whenever they become relevant to a recent stream, we know where to pick from. So also let me know if you want your name said, like if you're a creator or if you're not wanting your name said. So if I don't see it written out, I'm going to err on the side of caution and not put your username up there. So now the other thing that I wanted to touch on today that we didn't get to last night when I had Nash and Phoenix on, which was a great stream. Nash Graphics on TikTok popped onto the stream, and we did not get to this video. And they had sent it to me prior to the stream to watch, and they actually gave me the timestamp to check out. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that right now. And once again, I'll pull it up so I can make it bigger for everybody. I am in the process. I just haven't done the YouTube Premium. I've been slacking, so that'll be different. There'll be no ads moving forward. So this is called The Disassociative State of Steve G. Idaho 4 Betrayed, Koberger Framed. It's by Idaho 4 Revealed is the... Oh, hang on. Sorry, there we go. It's called Idaho 4 Revealed. This is the creator as well as the title of the video. So Nash didn't provide too much context as far as what this is about, but looking at the title of it, I can probably take a gander at what it's going to show.
The things that they had to take, because we know of some things like a laptop, an Apple laptop, and a couple of things. We couldn't even get them to give a list. So
of things that they had, and I mean, maybe it sounds stupid, but I don't really know why Kaylee's phone is evidence. Like, what is on? So it makes me think, what is on it?
I feel like a phone of a victim would almost always probably be looked at. I would guess, especially if you don't have a suspect. I feel like that's not that unusual. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, that makes you go cuckoo.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, okay, what is on it?
Her speaker, it's kind of unusual item not to give back. The laptops, multiple laptops, not just one. All electronics, it seems like they've kept of hers. So, and her bake records, the amount of records on Kayla was probably, I think fairly to say, was more than the other victims. So, curious where that's going to come.
We got like her wallet. Like,
we got things from her room. Her room really was a part of it.
I'm talking about like her wallet with her ID in it and her debit card. And
yeah, we have those items.
We have her ID.
And she had so many IDs. It's hard to.
Yeah.
We're trying to get her phone.
I can't wait to get hers.
She had so many IDs. Is that like kind of a laughing joke about using a fake ID when she was underage, maybe? And her parents knew that?
Yeah, we have those items.
We have her ID.
And she had so many IDs. It's hard to.
Yeah.
We're trying to get her
I
phone.
can't wait to get hers one day, someday.
That's all still in evidence, obviously.
Some people got backups, but we never got one. There was more complications with Kaylee's phone.
I don't want a parent to think that, to feel even worse than when you go through this, to think that, oh, my girl said something that caught him off guard, and then these other people are just a part of it. That's a cancer inside you.
Including the new Range Rover Kaylee Goncalves had purchased just 2 days before her murder.
Kaylee was just home, and she was talking about her car, that she was pretty excited.
Kaylee's father, Steve, fears that instead of evidence mounting, it's questions, mainly who did this, why, and who was the target.
Do you think...
And this was posted 12 days ago, so it must just be a mashup of older videos.
That Kaylee specifically was targeted?
It's a fear of mine. It's a fear that when you have something like this happen, the last thing you want to do is hurt the other family, and you don't want to have any kind of responsibility for those people to feel like they were just casualties.
Do you think that Kaylee specifically was targeted, is what the reporter asked. Steve, it's a fear that when you have something like this happen, the last thing you want to do is hurt the other family, singular, and you don't want to be having responsibility. Interesting.
Was targeted?
It's a fear of mine. It's a fear that when you have something like this happen, the last thing you want to do is hurt the other family, and you don't want to have any kind of responsibility for those people to feel like they were just casualties.
What you understood about your sister's life. Was there any threat that she had ever had? Was there anybody who was coming after her on social media? Did she have a past, a problem with a boyfriend or a friend? Anything to inform why somebody would do something so violent to her, her friend, her other roommate, and her boyfriend?
Absolutely, there's nothing.
Investigators telling ABC News Kaylee made several comments to friends and family about a possible stalker.
I mean, did she ever talk to you about a potential stalker or somebody that made her uncomfortable?
She did.
She did.
Why would police have a problem with people knowing that Steve had been to 1122 King Road December 1st?
One of the things that you said last night about the two of them having fallen asleep in the same bed, that was new information. Is that the case, that they were actually in the same bed?
To me, it wasn't new. The coroner had shared a bunch of information about there. There was some photos. If you knew the house design, you would have seen that there was a picture of Kaylee's bed, and it was made. There was nothing in there. So it was kind of a process of elimination. If you'd been in the home, if you knew the inside information, like I knew that was my daughter's room. So to me, it had been out, but I'm sure they're not happy with me saying that. And I didn't mean to say something that was
of course
supposed to be on the wraps, but
of course
I've told them.
But as we know, he's continued to do that.
You got to work with me. You got to tell me what to say and what not to say, and I'll listen. But sometimes they're scared to give me those advices, and I understand.
Let me ask you, because of something that you said when you spoke with Lawrence Jones. Do you believe that people on this campus know something that the rest of us don't know? Do you think that there was a stalker involved in this case?
I don't think it matters what I particularly feel. I just want them to follow the evidence. I think even people who think they don't have information, I know people have been scared to share stuff because of there may be a alcohol or drugs or something in the background. I've tried to work with them to let everybody know that that's not what they're working on. But I've definitely heard from people that they're scared to submit stuff. It could be a party. It could be anything around that neighborhood within that time that could help us. And I think that community is going to solve this case just as much as those officers in that room. I have leaked footage. I've seen things that they may have not seen.
Something that's not there might tell us just as much as something that is there. And so it might not have to be a person walking by or a speeding car or, you know, whatever it is. If there's nothing in the video, we also want to know about that. And that could help us paint that picture.
I have leaked footage. I've seen things that they may have not seen. I know for a fact the path that this white cilantro, this.
Okay, all right, hell yeah. I was like, is that a secret move I don't know about?
I just love cilantro.
Okay, fair. All right, very fair. I get it.
First question is always just how are you and your family doing?
Well, it's a bit of a narrative change. You go from hunting, looking, poking, like
interesting.
You always see these shows where it's somebody that you know, somebody close, somebody you trust.
The significance of the moth is change. Caterpillar into chrysalis or pupa, and from thence into beauty. Our belly wants to.
Let's talk about the symptoms.
So, like I said, if you guys want to watch that whole video, it's called The Dissociative State of Steve Goncalves, Idaho 4 Betrayed, Koberger Framed by Idaho 4 Revealed. That is interesting for sure. We watched those on the stream last night. This is a video that I've been waiting to watch, so I got some time today. I'll go ahead and click through it. I haven't seen this full thing. It's called Idaho 4, What Maddie Told Adam, and it is a theory in parentheses. This video is by True Crime Design. Here's the title of it.
D, who lives so close, not call the family when the niece had already called. Good point.
I don't know. No. I did play this one. I'm sorry. I did play this one. So my apologies. That'll be on a stream that I've done in the past. I don't know why I thought that was something that we hadn't looked at yet. So again, I wanted to get on here. I wanted to go through that last video and also show this Grub truck footage to give people a better understanding of what the surrounding area looked like when you watch the Twitch stream. And again, as a reminder, the Hive Mind Flight Club, the first members only stream is going to be Friday, June 13th at 7 p.m. Central. And then that Sunday, that same Sunday, that next weekend will be, again, there's going to be a members only Q&A session where we can dive into anything. And so my next live stream, as normal, will be this upcoming Friday is when I get back from being out of town. That will be at 7 p.m. Central. But shout out to the Hive Mind, and thank you all for tuning in. I look forward to seeing everybody on Friday. It's going to be a good one. So make sure you're tuning in, or if you can't tune in live, I repost all of the live streams that following morning, or you guys could go and click on the live tab as well when you view the channel. If you have anything for the Hive Mind Finds, birdieBombshell00@gmail.com. And then we also, I'll just pull this up real quick. BirdieBombshell.com is up and running this last week. We've had a handful of orders on the hoodies. We got a variety of them that all kind of represent what the Hive Mind is. And then as of yesterday, I got a couple phone cases. I got the, if nobody is questioning it, I probably am bumper sticker with Conspiracy Realist sign hanging off the side. I got the tinfoil hat that you guys have seen me get up and go put on whenever I'm about to maybe say something a little bit fringe that may or may not have happened. We got the traveling mug and then the coffee mug as well. So thank you for everybody with those suggestions. And Mrs. Birdie and I are still working on compiling all of the Hive Mind finds that I've done throughout the stream. So this will be updated hopefully soon with all of the Hive Mind finds that have made it to the stream. And so with that, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. And like I said, I will be back live streaming as usual Friday night, 7 p.m. Central. Cheers.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.